everyone. Good morning. I'm Lester Hernandez for JRS. Thank you for that very generous introduction. No? So anyway, thank you also for PHILSME. No? It's our first time to be present in this event. And I think it's very helpful, especially for all those who are entrepreneurs in here, right? And today, basically, we're here to help out as well. Hindi naman kami nandito para maging very technical about ERP solutions, but we just want to share with you how other organizations or how other businesses was able to capitalize on this technology. No? Okay, so let's proceed. So basically, we're saying, or would like to share how this tool, Microsoft Dynamics Business Central, will be able to help out young entrepreneurs, all business owners, not only in your retail, as presented by my colleague yesterday, Jitendra, now we'll also share with you how it can help out in manufacturing. The manufacturing that we will be explaining here is not necessarily the very complex manufacturing, but the simple production of how you start off with your business. And hopefully, it will help out in your business altogether, right? Okay, so today, I'm Lester Hernandez, also Associate Director for JRS Dynamics. And yesterday, my colleague Jitendra, the CEO and founder of JRS, has presented to you about retail. Moving along, basically the evolution of manufacturing has been very dynamic, especially now with the coming in of AI, right? So everything has transformed from the sabi nga ni Jules kanina. Jules, by the way, is my batchmate, no? So he's heading sa security bank and you can make loans there later, right? So moving on, basically, manufacturing has evolved. It can be as very simple to as very complex. But us as entrepreneurs here and SMEs, basically we want to be able to sustain that operation. It doesn't stop from one product only, and it can expand to as many products. And sabi nga rin ni RJ yesterday, right? As entrepreneurs, we look at the challenges, but these challenges are opportunities for us to grow. So let's use this. Now, in terms of automation, digitalization, baka kayo pasay na lahat ito sa inyo. Parang, okay, I'm bombarded with all these terms. But what does it really translate to us or in our business? Basically, it helps us to sustain and make sure that the procedures and processes that we're doing are consistent. Right? Para pag may ginagawa tayo, we are sure with ourselves na, okay, ganito yung proseso niyan and it will be consistently handling all these transactions all together. Diba? Lalo na pag lumalaki yung negosyo, kahapon lang may nakausap kami. And actually, this really happens normally, no? With those whom we're engaging. They say, nahihirapan ako, lumalaki yung negosyo ko. But then again, we're really afraid of letting go and we really want to be in control ourselves. Diba? So what do we want to do or how do we handle it? So let's put the processes in place and ensure ourselves, no? Sisiguraduhin natin sa sarili na natin na yung mga proseso na yan is consistent. Sometimes kasi pag pinasa na natin, I'm sure, maybe it's premature for me to say na I'm sure, no? But siguro in your own experiences, you will delegate some tasks to your staff, di ba? And then eventually, you will end up being hot-headed, sabihin nyo, ano ba yan? Hindi nyo ginawa, hindi nyo sinunod yung sinabi kong ganito yung gawin natin. But using a tool, this now helps you ensure that all these processes na pinapagawa ninyo sa staff nyo will be consistent, right? And will also have opportunity for you to check on it along the way. Since this is digital, no? Since this is online, it will be available for you mobile as well. So kahit nasan kayo, kung may binibisita kayong bagong customer, kung meron kayong binibisitang trade fair, right? To improve your business, you can always check on the processes that's happening in your organization. Now, moving along, sabi natin we will be looking at manufacturing. So, I'm sharing with you 8 issues that are normally encountered by business owners. No? in their own practices, no? Or in their own respective experiences. Again, sabi natin ulit, baka we are surprised that manufacturing may tool para sa SME, no? It may sound complex, but it's not, believe me. Kahit gaano kasimple yung proseso mo, basta may ina-assemble ka, yan, part na yan ng manufacturing, di ba? It sounds very complex, but it's not. So, let me start off with those 4. So, usually the challenge, especially when you're in production or when you're assembling something, it's inventory management. Right? Nagkakaroon dyan na, nagsa-stock out tayo, nauubusan ako ng ganito, nabibitin tuloy yung production natin. So how can we address this? Later on, we'll show you how Business Central helps out on this, and I'll detail more about all these challenges. No? Demand forecasting. Okay? Tayo, pagka nakasulat lang, or pag meron tayong inuutos, or may receive tayo ng order, sometimes we misplace yung orders itself, right? Especially if we don't have anything or a single repository wherein we can track all of this. Because of that, naubusan ka na ng inventaryo, sa demand mo pa, hindi mo pa na-forecast ng tama. Diba? So nagkukulang. There's a mismatch. Okay? Sa shop floor. Okay, shop floor may sound complex, but it's really where you assemble your items or your finished goods. Diba? So yan, kailangan din natin mo-monitor. Let's keep track. Let's look at how do we manage the shop floor. Also for us, to translate into forecasting. So that we know ano bang capacity ng production ko. Diba, baka tanggap ako ng tanggap, hindi ko na pala ma-deliver on time. So those are critical things that we need to consider. Overall, supply chain management. Again, this might, for us, SMEs, it might be complex, but supply chain management is simply making sure that what comes in goes out. Right? Hindi tayo nag-overstock, hindi tayo na-out of stock. Okay? So this is the first 4. Let's go on to the next 4. Okay. Challenges in modern manufacturing. Okay, related din yan kanina. So basically, sinischedule natin. Scheduling because one process goes to another. Diba? So kanina sinabi natin, let's look at the capacity of our machine or yung mga tao natin. Diba? Ilan ba kaya nilang i-produce sa isang araw? Pero may kasunod pa yan. So let's consider all it together so that we can assemble it and really have an forecast on ano bang kaya ko sa isang araw. And hindi matatapos yan. Meron pang kinabukasan. No? So yan yung titignan natin. Okay. Challenges in digitalization, disconnected systems. Most of our customers experience that kasi nga SME, sabi na, ito maganda itong warehouse management na to dito. I will use this. Pero nakakalimutan, meron pala akong CRM dito. It is another solution altogether. Meron akong accounting system. Meron, di ba? So iba-iba. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Maybe, as a suggestion for that would be for you to be able to connect all these different solutions all together so you will have a single view of what's happening. Di ba? Yung warehouse management mo, makikita mo, okay, my inventory is this level, my inventory is this much. Okay? Yung orders ko from my CRM, ito yung customer ko, ito yung ni-request sa akin, ito yung i-deliver ko in the next 3 days. Okay. Sa accounting system, titignan mo naman, ano na bang cash flow ko? Diba? Meron pa ba akong pampondo to buy enough inventory? Or paano yung mga babayaran ko? Yung mga suppliers ko, yung mga business partners ko? We need to keep them on time. We need to be able to keep paying them on time so that our business will also flow. Right? So, yun pwedeng merong iba-iba, pero the best case would be for you to connect them. Diba? Para alam natin in a single view. Diba? Ilan inventory, ilan orders, anong capacity ko, and ano yung cash flow ko or financial position ko. Right? And then second to the last would be cost control. Okay. So dito papasok yung cash flow natin. Of course, we want, invest tayo ng invest, but syempre may binabayaran tayo, may mga loans tayo, baka sa security bank pa yung loans natin. So, syempre, may kailangan tayong bayaran dyan, no? So, we want to make sure that we leave something for the organization. Magbabayad rin tayo sa tao, babayaran din natin yung sarili natin for our salaries. Di ba? So, kailangan makita natin yan. And lastly, complex product configuration. Okay. This may not be applicable to everyone at this point. But you may not realize, once you produce something, right, minsan may special request yung customer natin na unique sa kanya. Pero yung machine natin, or how we assemble it in the process, is already set up. But sabi nga natin, as entrepreneurs, all requirements, we try to look at it as an opportunity to grow, to have a new product altogether. So we will try to tweak it. Diba? So yung existing ko can produce product A, but because there's a specific request, na syempre we want to explore, kaya ko bang gawin yan? Diba? So magkakaroon tayo ng product A1 using the existing tools. Now with that, you should still be able to monitor, kaya pa ba yan? Or can I produce this with the existing machine? And sabi nga natin, since interconnected na yung financials natin, interconnected na yung forecast natin, yung inventory natin, how soon can I do this? And at the same time, is it a good opportunity for me to invest on a new machinery or a new equipment? Diba? Kasi yung potential in producing this product will significantly grow the business as well. So yan yung mga kailangan nating tingnan. No? Now, sabi ko nga kanina, we will explain all this, but let's go through each. Okay, inventory management as a challenge. Sabi, remember, I told you, kailangan malaman natin. Meron tayong balancing of raw materials, but of course, meron tayong pinapasok, meron pang hindi natapos kahapon. Diba? So we take that into consideration. We need to avoid stockouts and overstocking. Kasi pag puno, sayang yung space natin. Diba? Inventory lang yan. Well, not to belittle inventory, this will now translate to a finished product. But what is better to store? Diba? Is it the inventory or the finished product that you can readily sell? Diba? So yun. No? Reducing carrying cost, again, similar to overstocking, sayang yung space, might as well have it available for something that you can sell right away. And, ito pala, I almost forgot about this. Ensuring traceability and compliance. No? In most cases, nakakalimutan natin, ano bang pinasok kong raw material dito? Diba? Minsan kasi, lalo na pagka may mga nag-expire, we want to make sure that the products or the raw materials that we're including or incorporating dun sa finished product natin considers that. And at the same time, for us to understand and ensure our customers na, uy, ito hindi pa mag-expire ito. Or tamang-tama pa to for the next probably 12 months or 15 months. Diba? So we need to be able to make sure that each product that we release, we know ano yung expiration niya, not only of the finished product, but also the raw materials that we are incorporating dun sa produkto natin. Okay, clear so far ba? I hope this is helping everyone, ha? Okay, so sa demand forecasting, I guess this is medyo, mas malapit sa puso natin mga entrepreneurs, right? Kasi yan, ito yung benta eh. Diba? So parang, uy, meron akong mabibenta dito, meron akong mabibenta dyan. Uy, si customer ko, yung favorite customer ko, nag-order na naman sa akin. So we want to make sure that, hindi tayo overproduce, but at the same time, we know what we're producing is already going to somewhere. Right? Na para mako-convert kagad natin to our profits or our revenues, no? And then, maximize natin yung production schedule. And once we know na yung orders na yun will be coming in on certain dates, of course, that would increase customer satisfaction. Sa shop floor, sabi natin, it sounded complex, but it really is just really monitoring, making sure that we keep track of all the equipment or the processes that we are doing or using, in producing our product. Okay? Ito pa, managing supplier performance, part siya ng supply chain. Minsan, marami tayong, tawagin na natin business partners, suppliers, vendors, no? Minsan nakakalimutan natin i-track sino bang pinakamagaling or minsan yung mga may sablay, dahil sa dami na nating transactions, nakakalimutan natin, uy, sablay na tong supplier na to, medyo iiwasan ko. It's either that or that would give us an opportunity to give them the chance na, uy, galingan mo next time. Okay? Kasi we want to grow with you. Kasi tayo, na nanggaling tayo sa small business na medyo lumaki na, we want to help out also our suppliers, right? Makikita naman natin, di ba? As SME, we have direct communication, we interact directly with our suppliers, and we can tell and see na, uy, ito, may potential, gusto ko rin siyang tulungan. Kasi sa umpisa, ganun talaga, mahirap di ba? Lahat naman tayo nag-fail. Sabi nga nila, pag ang negosyo mo biglang lumipad, parang, uy, magic yata yun. Paano nangyari yun? But we all encounter challenges along the way before it really becomes successful. So yun yung mga tinitingnan natin, no? And understanding who the suppliers are will really help build ourselves, our organization, our business, and of course, we're eventually helping them as well. Yun naman yung goal natin dito sa PhilSME, right? Tulungan natin yung isa't isa so that we can help each other and really grow our businesses together. Okay, cost control, I guess, no-brainer na rin to, no? We want to make sure na yung ginagastos natin is tama, but there are times that we overspend because of overtime, but these are unavoidable, and in most cases, we do this because we understand that there are special requests, we need to catch up on some delays, no? Na kailangan nating ma-capture yung, at the end of the day, it's really boils down to customer satisfaction. Sometimes we make these sacrifices, but we want to understand, saan ba ako nagkulang? Para next time may iwasan natin. Di ba? Okay. Complex product configuration. This is simply, yun, kanina sabi natin, let's just make sure that if we do some tweaking, we keep track of it. No? Para alam natin na, okay, we tweak our consistent product A, na maganda na yung produkto na, we tried it with product A1, pero maganda rin, pero meron pang improvement, then we can come up with A2. Or, on the other hand, pag medyo sumabit, alam na natin ano yung ginawa natin na mali. Di ba? Because we can keep track that, uy, these are the raw materials we entered here or you used for this product, and it failed. So, iwasan ko na itong raw material na ito, papalitan ko na siya ng bago. Now, that takes care of making sure that you have you can track all those changes or modifications in your product. And, eto na. Sabi natin, because this is manufacturing, we want to be able to see the whole process altogether, end to end. No? So, because of you have a system, then you can already integrate and make sure you have visibility on how these processes flow, ano yung costs na pumapasok, ano yung mga production processes natin, ano yung production steps natin, no? And remember, challenges in digitalization, right? Okay, so sabi natin, fragmented. It's not bad altogether, but what's important is you have it all connected in one. Kasi the role of an ERP is to have a single source of information. Right? Whether it's scattered, okay lang, because parang best of the best that you think is what you have incorporated, or you've slowly grown your company, investing in one application, then another, right? But let's connect them. Yun lang yung isang siguro masishare natin. No? And now, how can Business Central or Microsoft Dynamics, or JRS for that matter, be able to help you out? We've shared with you the experiences of customers and now we will show you how we solve these problems, right? Okay. So inventory management, real-time inventory tracking, Real time kasi on your mobile devices or even laptops, di ba, makikita mo na. Sabi ko nga, even if you're attending trade shows or trade fairs, no, or you're talking to your customer, minsan pinupuntahan natin, madalas siguro pinupuntahan natin yung customer natin. But in between, titingnan natin from one customer to another, uy, ano na ba nangyayari sa operations ko? Di ba? As business owners, hindi natin maiwasan yun eh. We really want to make sure na alam natin kung ano nangyayari. Di ba? This time, you can already track it online or through your mobile devices. Ilan yung pumasok na orders, sino yung may mga inquiries, right? Or kung may downtime or may unfortunate events, then you will still be able to see it as well. Especially kung may kailangan kayong i-approve. Di ba? Okay. All the way to batch and serial number tracking. No? So, inventory mo end-to-end, you can see yung raw materials coming in and the products or finished products that you are taking out to your customers or you keep it in your inventory and you will be able to keep track kung nasan siya and kung ano yung specific raw materials and if it has expiration, no, you can monitor that as well. Oops, let me go back pala before I forget. Materials requirements planning. Sino dito familiar with what MRP is? Okay. Sige. So baka hindi. Kasi usually MRP, ito lang share natin. Usually MRP is used in large corporations or in large organizations. But this time it's being extended to us as SMEs. So what is MRP? Basically, it automatically calculates, no, all the inventory that we have every time we produce a product. Kayo ba familiar din sa bill of materials? Di ba minsan, yung bill of materials is pag may finished product tayo, kunwari, eto, ano bang tawag natin dito? Kung ano man ito. Para maging ganito siya, di ba? We know, we need, let's pretend it needs nails, di ba? Or paint, or other structure dyan, di ba? For us to build this, we will have to itemize those materials. Okay, yun ngayon yung bill of materials. Now, every time nakukuha tayo na, let's say this is 8 by 10, no? So every time nakuha tayo ng 8 by 10, mababawasan yun sa inventory natin, automatic siya magkukompute ilan pa yung pwede niyang magawa na isang buong product natin. No? Usually, MRP happens in large manufacturing organizations. No? This time, it can be extended to us. So that, sabi nga natin, we want to make sure we know our inventory. Ilan ba ang kaya pa natin i-produce with our existing materials? Diba? Now, every time we produce, ilan yung nababawas, and we can set also how many can be automatically replenished. Or it will suggest first na, okay, kulang ka na ng ganito for you to be able to produce this much. So yun yung trigger sa atin na, sige, o-orderin ko na. Or we can still override it and say, hindi muna. Diba? Kasi medyo mababa yung forecast. Hindi ko muna isasagad yung minimum order, reorder point ko. Diba? That points. Okay. Okay. Improve demand forecasting. So baka tayo narinig natin, AI, diba? That's the in thing now. But we have to be careful with that as well. AI needs a lot of data. So kailangan din meron tayong data. No? Hindi pwede yung konti lang tapos, ito na yung sinasuggest sa akin. No? We have to build it as well. Even for us, di ba? Para makilala natin yung customer natin, ang tagal na nating nag-transact with them. Di ba? Hindi naman basta-basta maniniwala tayo, si customer C, sabi niya sa akin, order siya ng ganyan. Pero first time ko pa lang naman siya nakausap or naka-order or naka-transact. So we still need to build that information or data so that it becomes information for us, right? In forecasting. Okay, shop floor control because you have already collected the capacities of your equipment, of your labor, or yung mga tao natin, ilan yung kaya nilang gawin, i-produce with the help of the machines, sequentially, no? And sabi natin, alam natin yung raw materials, alam natin yung flow, all the way to producing one finished product. So may real-time monitoring tayo, no? From the ordering to the triggering of or pull out from the inventory, from the assembly point, putting it in the machines or equipment until we get the finished product. And altogether, this becomes an efficient supply chain, no? Because you know your vendors, your suppliers, you incorporate the process itself, the delivery, di ba? Yung performance nila when they deliver, and once na-assemble na siya, all the way to logistics and shipping, di ba? Whether kayo mismo yung diretso magde-deliver doon, or you have logistics partners which can handle yung last mile, di ba? All the way, end to end. Oops, sorry about that. End to end, you see how the inflow and outflow of raw materials all the way to your finished products. Because of these controls, you now have a very insightful cost of your operation. Diba? So kitang-kita na natin siya. Kasi na-breakdown na natin eh. Every transaction that happens from an order of a customer all the way to you delivering that item is visible. Okay. So ito yung multiple products, no? So you configure your items, diba? You assemble them, you take into consideration the cost in producing, you fulfill it, and again, because of the system, there's enhanced visibility of where you are in producing or coming up with your finished product. This now translates to advanced data analysis, which is used by AI. Diba? Or, si AI, malaking tulong lang siya. Pero for us, because we captured all this data, kahit tayo matatranslate na natin siya. Okay, so for modern manufacturing, you have the scheduling. Again, medyo paulit, baka sabihin nyo, paulit-ulit lang to. But we're just enlightening everyone, no? We're sharing with you na yung mga ginagamit ng large corporations is now available or can be used by SMEs like us. Okay, so lastly, unified platform. It doesn't necessarily have to be altogether Microsoft Business Central, but if you still don't have it, we're here to help you out and come up that integrated solution for you using Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. Seamless integration. If you have a different application but you still need another, we can help you out with that as well. And workflows, no? Embedded na yan sa system. Altogether boiling down to having an integrated solution. And with that being integrated all together, you now have real-time insight to all your operations. Okay, so how do we transform? Basically, addressing these challenges. You may have different challenges altogether in your respective organization, but what we've just shared are the 8 most common that our customers encountered, no? And how we were able to help out in addressing all those concerns. So if you need any business application or any ERP solution or either for manufacturing or as a standalone solution altogether, we're here to help out with JRS Dynamics and Microsoft Dynamics Business Central. So with that, thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will still have time, but if not, just proceed to our booth. We have a booth there, JRS Dynamics booth, right at the entrance. And we have, yesterday, Jitendra shared that you can have free consulting hours. We are still extending that for today. If you visit our booth, just scan the QR code and you will now be entitled for that. And special discounts for the licenses that would be needed for this one. All right, so thank you everyone. I hope I was able to help out and enlighten you in how things work in the digital industry. Thank you.